Hey, this is CRT, Chris from Rekkid Talk, and it's Friday the 13th. So we're going to talk about some famous musical 13s. Now, first of all, I don't believe that 13 is an unlucky number. When I played soccer back in the day, I wore number 13. I have no problem with number 13. I don't have the triskaidekaphobia or whatever the hell the fear of the number 13 is called. So let's show you some records involving 13s. So let's talk about a record with exactly 13 songs on it. Well, here's an example. The Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, something I got as VCLT from Mark at Mad for Vinyl. And the very last song on here is called Caroline No. Maybe the Beach Boys did have some bad luck along the way. At least some of the members certainly had some bad luck. Like the Wilsons, maybe not so much Mike Love. We might be unlucky that Mike Love had so much impact on the group. Now let's go to when the 13th track is the penultimate track. Of course, that means it's the second to the last track. And so we're going to do a Tribe Called Quest, the Low End Theory. It's my fancy Vinyl Me Please Essentials version. Mazzy, I didn't take it out of the plastic. Sorry. We got the prints, got the pictures of the guys. And so just before making this, I re-listened to side D. So song 3 on side D is called What? And it's a big old list of what would happen. So some nice good old school free-flowing rap. Like they used to make back in the day. I'm very much a fuddy-duddy when it comes to my tastes in hip-hop. And of course, whenever we do one of these videos that's based upon, what's your favorite 19th track on an album, or what's your favorite 34th track on an album, well, what do I usually reach to? I reach to the Minutemen, Double Nickels on the Dime, because it's got 55 tracks on it. And it turns out that the very first song on side 2 is track number 13. And that was the Mike Watt side. And his song was called Political Song. His first song was called Political Song for Michael Jackson to Sing. And so Minutemen are, of course, from San Pedro. And then SST uses tiny little font that's hard to read. I really like the song right after it, too. What's it called? Maybe Partying Will Help. I have to hold it close to my face. And so, Mike Watt's great. Rest in peace, D. Boone. And so, what else do we think of when we think about 13? Well, we think about Fugazi. We think about 13 songs. And so, of course, the very first song is the famous Waiting Room. And the first 7 songs came from Fugazi's first EP, the red one, which is called 7 Songs. And then the second 6 songs, which adds up to 13, came from an EP that I don't own on vinyl called Margin Walker. You can see the first song on it is called Margin Walker. And then what's going to be the last one? Well, the last one's actually going to be something I don't have. So we're going to put it up there. So it's Neil Young's Lucky 13. And what that is that is a comp of his often derided 5 studio albums he did for Geffen Records back in the 1980s. So those of you that only own Decade, with all of his famous songs from the 70s, you need to pick up Lucky 13 so you can have his weird songs from the 80s, from albums like Trans and Everybody's Rockin', and that country album, and then Something Else, and then Life. I actually own 3 of the 5 of the Geffen albums. I have this really weird Neil Young collection where I actually own 3 of those 5 Geffen records, and I have that Third Man Records A Letter Home covers album that was like recorded in like a little booth that sounds horrible. And I don't have Harvest, and I don't have Harvest Moon. That's a really weird Neil Young collection.